What's up, guys? So usually I leave these Dragon Age Inquisition update videos for like towards the end of the month. I try to do them like after a month's worth of information. This time I'm gonna do it a little bit sooner from or closer to the my previous one, because there is some stuff right now that's going on that I think if I wait, it's gonna eventually become like, oh, doesn't matter anymore. But I think it's something that needs to be addressed. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know about the leaks, the Dragon Age Inquisition leaks. Someone got a hold of an Xbox magazine sooner than it was released or something, and they put up information. They leaked the information before the magazine actually went out. I don't know if it's out now. I did see a tweet by David Gator where he's holding the Xbox magazine, so I think it either just came out or it probably came out in certain areas already. But this person that leaked the information that's in the magazine leaked it like a few days ago, I think on the 23rd or something like that. So they were considered leaks. And there are also other leaks from a German magazine. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll probably put it on here so you guys can know exactly which one I'm talking about. But they put up leaks for Dragon Age Inquisition that were said or were said by the developers, but they were revealed sooner than they should have been. For those of you that have been watching my content for a while now, I'm sure you guys know that I am not a supporter of leaks. I absolutely hate leaks because, I mean, come on, you guys know how excited I get when it comes to information for a game that I'm really looking forward to. Same thing happened during Mass Effect 3's production time. There were leaks all over the place. I mean, I understand people getting so excited that they're like, oh my god, I need to let all the fans know. That's cool. But sometimes you're doing it a disservice. Sometimes you're doing the developer a disservice, and you're doing the actual game a disservice, because so many things could happen with somebody that isn't part of the development team giving news out that shouldn't be out yet. A lot of times leaks go through misunderstandings, misquotings, mistranslations, mistakes. People start saying things that aren't even part of the leak or aren't even part of the information, aren't even part of the game. It's kind of like that game Telephone. I used to play that when I was a little kid, where everyone sits around a circle and you tell someone something in their ear, and then that person tells the other person and tells the other person, and by the time it gets back to you, the person that tells you what you said, it's like completely different. Like they keep hearing something different. And it's like, oh no, that I didn't even say that. That's exactly what's going on now, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, some people were like, oh, you should talk about the leaks, or you should talk about this, and oh my god, Dragon Age Inquisition, this and that, and I'm just like, first of all, the German magazine, the person that was talking about what was said in the German magazine, that was going through translations, and it is confirmed now that David Gator actually confirmed that there were some mistakes. Maybe in the translation or what, I don't know what, but there were some mistakes, so it wasn't absolutely accurate. And another thing is also from that Xbox magazine thing, they're like, oh my god, it's 40 endings. Dragon Age Inquisition has 40 endings. And so many people have been saying it, playing Telephone. I mean, it got to me and people were like, what do you think about this? Is it true? Is it true that Dragon Age Inquisition has 40 endings? And I'm like, you know what? I don't support leaks. I'm not going to talk about the leaks until I hear it from the developer or until I read it for myself that I bought the Xbox magazine. Someone just tweeted me, like just a little while ago, saying Mark Dara actually confirmed it, the whole 40 endings. But he didn't confirm this. He actually unconfirmed it. He actually clarified. Thank you so much to the person that tweeted me this, by the way, because they were like, oh, I'm sorry. But I was like, no, don't be sorry, because this is important. It's important for people to know what the devs are saying. As much as like I said earlier, as much as I understand the people that are leaking this stuff, it's not good, because you might misinterpret things. You might make people think something that's not happening, and this does a disservice to the developer, because it starts going all over the place. It starts going like, oh my god, and people start going so crazy, that so excited about something that probably isn't even in the game, or is probably being mistaken for something else. And the developer all of a sudden has to go and be like, no, that's not how it is. And then fans probably will, well, oh, that sucks. Well, I wish it was like that. So it's doing them a disservice. That's why I don't support leaks. I do understand the people that are so excited that are doing this, but unless you're absolutely sure, unless you got the source from the developer and they are actually publicizing it and they're saying this is exactly how it is, don't believe it until you hear it confirmed or read it confirmed by the developer. Because if you start getting excited for something that isn't even in the game, you might find it kind of like, oh, that's kind of a letdown. You know, once you hear it's confirmed that it's not like that, or it's different. They're actually taking the time to give us correct information, to clarify. And I mean, I think the leaks suck so bad for developers, because it has been known in the past that developers have actually needed to change things because of leaks. And that is just, it sucks. It really sucks for the fans. I mean, we're the ones that are missing out here, because what if they had a really awesome plan and because of some leak, they're like, oh, we got to scratch that because now it's out in the world and it's not going to be a surprise anymore or whatever. I'm just hoping that more leaks, big leaks, don't start getting out in the public. Big leaks about Dragon Age Inquisition, about characters or romances and stuff like that, so big that BioWare will feel like they have to change things, because that's what leaks could lead to. So that's why I urge you to please not support these. Do not make them any bigger than they already get. I know that a lot of you are huge Dragon Age fans, big BioWare fans, so let's show some respect. Let's be those fans that actually respect the developer, respect what they say, and really want to get information correctly. You could always come to my channel for Dragon Age Inquisition news. I only give you news from the source, and if I'm ever speculating, I make it clear that I'm speculating. So here's what Mark Dara says. He says, hey guys, I just want to clarify the endings in Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition endings variations come in 3 levels. Minor variations based upon choices you make in the game or previous games. There are hundreds of these variations. Major variations based upon large decisions in the game. There are about 40 of these. And completely unique endings, there are a small number of these, not 40. So, I mean, it's understandable how someone could misinterpret that or misquote that, but that's another reason why I say leaks are not good to even start. Because if you're not sure about something, don't even talk about it yet. You know, just wait. Be like, oh, you know what? I'm not sure about that. I don't understand it. Let's just wait until the developers clarify it or until they actually confirm it. So this video is not going to contain any of the leak information, since this information is probably going to be coming out very soon with the Xbox magazine. Know that I am going to be getting it. I am going to be reading it, and I will be telling you guys exactly the news that is being confirmed and all that. So if you want to know exactly what it's all about, just wait for a little bit. I promise I will get that information out to you as soon as it is 100% known from the developer. So leaving leaks behind, hopefully, and moving on to the next news, which is absolutely exciting. When I saw this tweeted by Mike Laidlaw, I was like, oh my god. A 5th Dragon Age book has been confirmed. The previous books were The Stolen Throne, The Calling, Asunder. All three of these were written by David Gator, the lead writer of Dragon Age. And the fourth one is Mask of the Empire, written by Patrick Weeks. He was a lead writer in Mass Effect and now is working on Dragon Age. Masked Empire is going to be released on the 8th of April, I believe. If I got that wrong, I'll put the actual date on here. Going to be coming out very soon. If you want to read the first chapter, it's on Amazon, like a little excerpt of it. The 5th Dragon Age book, set to be released in August of this year. It's called Dragon Age Last Flight. It's being written by a fantasy writer by the name of Leanne Merciel. She is best known for her work in the ongoing series called Ithelas. I've never read anything by this author, and in all honesty, I've never heard of her, but let's hope that she does a good job with the Dragon Age universe. But the most exciting thing about Last Flight is that the cover has some person riding a griffin, and I was like, and Mike Laidlaw said there are griffins in it. And the crazy thing is that I was reading the preview, like what it's about on Amazon. It says that it's about this character that is studying the Grey Wardens, like how they became to be, and she finds out these things, some like weird stuff about them that like nobody ever knew about or something like that, where she's like, wait, what? But it does say that it's after the 5th Blight, so it's after the occurrences of Dragon Age, the games. So people were like, oh my god, griffins after the Dragon Age games? Griffins on this cover of the book? Does that mean that there's gonna be griffins in Dragon Age Inquisition? I even thought that. I was like, hell to the no. But if you think about it, I think that cover or that picture is probably like a flashback, where it's like, this is what because she's looking into the past. She's looking into what the Grey Wardens used to be or whatever. So maybe this is her looking into the past of the Grey Wardens, and it maybe goes into a flashback about griffins, or she finds something about the griffins, like what happened to them really. And so maybe that's what the cover is. It's not so much that, oh my god, a griffin after they're supposed to be extinct comes back. I mean, how amazing would it be if I'm wrong, if it's like, oh no, that comes like afterwards, like that thing's flying around Ferelden like right now. I doubt there are griffins in Dragon Age Inquisition, but you want to see me flip? You guys have never seen me flip. I love griffins. I used to write about griffins when I was like this big. I remember writing this story when I was like 12 or 13 about Merlin and these griffins. No, don't even get me started. And there is already like talk, there is like suspicions already when it comes to griffins in Dragon Age. So I just hope so. One day I hope that we will see griffins in Dragon Age, and we need to ride them. They can't just like fly. Oh, look at a griffin. Oh, bye. No, don't do that to me, BioWare. So you guys probably remember in my last Dragon Age Inquisition news, I said that Alistair was most likely not going to be in Dragon Age Inquisition because Steve Valentine had tweeted that BioWare hadn't called him back yet for him to return as Alistair. So it was probably like, maybe he's not going to be in it. Just a few days ago, Steve Valentine tweets, look where I am, or guess where I am, or something like that, and he says hashtag BioWare. I seriously started cracking up when I saw that. I was so happy that I just started laughing. Like, I got this spell of laughing because I was so happy. And he looks so adorable in that pic. He looks so happy. For a Dragon Age fan, for an Alistair fan, that picture is everything. Like, it's like Steve Valentine probably has a ball voicing Alistair, and I'm sure he loves that character just as much as we do, even more. I mean, he gave that character his soul. And then later, BioWare starts posting pictures of him in the booth talking, and people were like, what if he's not voicing Alistair? What if he's just voicing some, like, villager or something, or somebody else? And I'm like, there's no way. And then BioWare, I think it was either BioWare or Steve Valentine, I'll put the tweet here, tweets or posts a picture of the actual script, and it just shows like a one line. It's like, doesn't reveal anything, but it just says one line, and it says Alistair, and I'm like, oh my god. Some of you have asked me, what does this mean for my playthrough? I don't want to go into any spoilers, but they were like, are you gonna change things, because for me it doesn't really make a difference whether Alistair is in Dragon Age Inquisition or not for my main warden. But I was like, no, I'm not changing that playthrough. I'm staying true to what I got, because that was my playthrough and I absolutely adore it. It was just so special to me that I was like, I'm keeping it the way it is. It was just so real. It got such real emotions from me at the end of Dragon Age Origins. It was just so authentic that I would not change that. So I'm keeping that. But I definitely will be playing Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 again before Dragon Age Inquisition to make another playthrough. I mean, I know that you could do the keep where you're like, oh, you don't have to play the game again and just do the keep, and you could just create whatever you want on the keep. But I want to play the games again so that I can remember things, because I forgot so many things especially about Origins, because it's been years since I played it. So I was like, no, I gotta play these again so they're fresh in my mind, and then I'll create, a different playthrough for a different Inquisitor, but that my main playthrough I'm keeping for my Warden and for my Hawk for Dragon Age 2. But I doubt he's going to be like a companion or anything like that. I think he's just going to be, without going into spoilers, I think it makes sense for him to be in it, especially if we start off in Ferelden, or if we end up going to Ferelden for Morlaix. It makes sense for him to be there. Another thing I wanted to mention is, if you guys don't follow the BioWare base, their YouTube account on here, so you guys could go check that out. And I'll put it in the description as well. You guys have to follow this, because they're posting the coolest videos. I was like about to cry the other day. I was like, this is exactly what fans want. Like, this is exactly what a Dragon Age fan like me, and I know that like a lot of you, just go crazy over it. Where it's like, this is more than you could ever ask for. Okay, you know how much I adore the voice actors. You guys adore the voice actors. They're the voice actors in Dragon Age and Mass Effect. BioWare always does a really good job with voice acting, minus female Hawk. I'm never gonna let that go. Because they have videos of the voice actors. They already have 2 videos of Claudia Black, the voice of Morrigan. One of them was absolutely hilarious, where she comes out with Jessica Marizan and they're like practicing she's showing Jessica Marizan like her tips on how to do voice acting, and I was laughing. It's so funny because she's like, okay, you gotta like this, and she's like, Jessica Marizan's like this, and all of a sudden Claudia Black just goes psh. You guys have to see it. I do it no justice. I'll put it in the description down below. Go check it out if you haven't already. And they're doing more. Like, they did another one the other day where they actually got Brian Bloom. Brian Bloom was like hardly ever in anything. The voice of Varric and Claudia Black again in the booth, actually like talking about their characters and like how they get their character. And it's just like, oh my God. This type of interaction, this type of connection between the developer and the fans is just, oh, it's so cool. And unfortunately, we don't see it enough from other developers, other big developers. I feel like they feel like, oh, you know, whatever, like there's this distance. But when it's the other way around, where developers have this connection with the fans, and then they create a game, and you see the efforts of the developer and the fans in the game, is just like, it's just mind-boggling to me. Like, that's why I love the industry so much. That's why I love these developers so much that do this, like BioWare, CD Projekt Red, developers like that. It's just like, I don't know, it just means so much to me. I really, really hope they know how awesome this all is. It makes us part of the production. And it's no other way could we feel that way. These videos, they don't need to do this. Like, this is the community section of BioWare that actually goes and like does these videos, the behind the scenes. They don't have to do that. But oh my God, is it amazing for us? And I'm sure they're gonna keep doing it. So you guys have to follow the BioWare base YouTube channel, because they're putting up some amazing videos that you really shouldn't miss, because it's rare. It's kind of rare for developers to put the focus on the voice actors, to show the behind the scenes of the voice actors, even motion capture. Sometimes you do see it, like Naughty Dog is very good about showing the motion capture sections of their games, which is awesome. I just wish more games did that. And in all honesty, I really feel like games, like kind of like DVDs do, where they include like the behind the scenes of like, or the blooper reel or whatever. I want games to start doing that. Like, I would buy that DLC if it was just a DLC of behind the scenes of how it was made. If it was just a DLC of like bloopers of the voice actors, I would buy that in a heartbeat. Another piece of exciting news that was also part of a leak, but it was confirmed already by Mike Laidlaw on Twitter. He was like, okay, so since everybody's talking about it on the internet, I will confirm it here. But someone was still quick to misinterpret or misquote him, even then, when he said that the Inquisitor will have 2 voices per gender. So you will be able to choose from 2 voices for the male Inquisitor and from 2 voices for the female Inquisitor. I'm assuming that these voices are going to be different in pitch and maybe even in accent, like slight differences, so that depending on the race you choose, one of them will sound more like a dwarf / Kunari. Like, let's say one of the voices a little bit deeper, like they make one of the voices slightly deeper and the other one not so deep. Like, say for the male Inquisitor, you could choose the deep voice for the Kunari, and maybe the accent isn't so pronounced, like the British accent that we've heard in the trailer. Maybe the British accent isn't as pronounced, so that you could be like, okay, this fits for my Kunari, or this fits for my dwarf. And then the more neutral voice, maybe heavier in accent, could fit better for an elf or for the human, or interchangeably, like however you want. If you want an elf with a deep voice, it's up to you. So I think that's awesome that they're leaving it up to us. It would be so hard for them to give us a choice between choosing for all of the races, like two per race or something like that. That would be pushing it. Like, that's a lot. And especially if it's not the same voice actor, like how many freaking voice actors would they have to get? Another reason why you should keep an eye on the BioWare blog, or at least follow BioWare on Twitter, is because every month they're going to be talking about a Dragon Age Inquisition character. They go deeper into who the character is, how they created the character, etc. This month it was Vivienne. There's like 3 pages already on the BioWare blog on Vivienne's character, on how she looks like, on how Mary Kirby, the writer of Vivienne, came up with her, and they even included like this little excerpt. I think it's from a letter that Vivienne wrote a Navarran ambassador. I'm getting a really cool vibe from her because, I mean, she's Orlesian, and the French are notorious for being able to have the best insults. They could really insult a person verbally, and they're eloquent about it. Like, a lot of times they could be pretty vulgar, but they could be eloquent. Like, I remember learning this in my French class. My French teacher was like, he was from France. Like, he actually was raised there, and he was like, the French, we take such pride in it's like an art form to insult somebody verbally. And he was like, the more creative you are, and it's not just saying, oh, F you or your mother, you know, the more creative you are, it's like the more people respect you in your insults. She is very eloquent even when she's insulting someone, and it almost makes it sound like where you're like, whoa, wait, she's insulting this person. And it's like, but that sounded so nice. Like, it sounded so, it's almost like, oh man, I love being insulted by her, because she uses such nice words, or like she does it in such a way that it's like, oh, that was good. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of Dragon Age videos these upcoming weeks, because I have Dragon Age in the mind. This is how it was when Mass Effect 3 was going to come out. I was doing a lot of Mass Effect stuff. So for those of you that don't really like Dragon Age or are following me for other videos, those are going to be coming, but just know that you will be seeing a lot of Dragon Age stuff. So I apologize to those of you. But I mean, if you're curious about Dragon Age, watch them, because I am going to be talking about some really interesting stuff. Like yesterday, all I did was write about Dragon Age. I was like writing. First, I started off writing one topic for my world of Dragon Age, and I'm writing it, and then I'm like, oh my god, no wait, first I have to talk about this one. So I moved from that topic and I start writing about this topic, which took me forever because there's a lot of information on it. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's exciting, and it's a topic that I've loved for a long time, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it in Dragon Age Inquisition. But it's an interesting topic, so that's coming soon. I already have all the notes down. And then from that, I started speculating, and I'm like, oh my god, like I started getting these like brainstorms for Dragon Age Inquisition, and I wrote all those down, and so I came up with 3 videos for Dragon Age yesterday, just like all in one moment, and it was a really productive day, and I just love that feeling where you're just like, oh my god, this is all so cool, and I can't wait to do these videos. But yeah, I got 3 Dragon Age videos ready for you guys, and actually 4, because the other one I've been wanting to do for a while now, which is Dragon Age Inquisition, the characters, a video about the characters. I'm probably going to add some speculation in there, although the one that I did yesterday, I am speculating about characters as well. But just know that there is a Dragon Age Inquisition video coming up where I talk more about the characters, and I might be including what BioWare is talking about when it comes to these character reveals, monthly character reveals. They said they're not doing this for all the characters, but they already did it for Vivienne, so I'm guessing that the next one is probably going to be the bald elf, Solas. BioWare tweeted that they're already doing motion capture for Dragon Age Inquisition, and this is most likely preparing a trailer. They already are teasing that something big is going to drop in June, on June 10th, I believe, and that is when E3 starts. You could see people actually dressed up in motion capture suits, and they have like these little funny swords, like these little motion capture swords, and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. The video was a little bit longer than I had expected, but that's never a rarity for me. I need my helmet healed to the nose. I almost died. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Inquisitor out. Thundercats! Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Hear the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats bring. I need a life. Those were the days. Those were the days.